Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and I am back again today with another caffeinated gum for you guys. That's right, another caffeinated gum. If you're saying, what the heck is caffeinated gum? You haven't been watching enough of my channel because I've reviewed over 5 different caffeinated gums so far, and there's still more to review. So I got one of those reviews for you today, and that review is on Viter Energy caffeinated gum, coming right up. Hello again everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. If you want to stay informed on all things caffeine related, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I post new videos every Tuesday night and one on the weekends. And in today's video, we're going over some more caffeinated gum. Like I said, there are plenty of different caffeinated gums on the market, and caffeine is becoming so popular. This weird guy decided he was going to start a channel based on all things caffeine related, and he's reviewed a whole bunch of different gums. And even though everyone keeps asking him to review energy drinks, he insists on doing things like caffeinated gum, caffeinated water, caffeinated chocolate, all things caffeine related. It's his slogan. So another caffeinated gum review is what you're getting. And this company has been in the caffeinated market for a while. If you're interested in caffeinated mints, you can actually check out my review I did on Viter Energy caffeinated mints. I am definitely a fan of mints more than gum because mints dissolve in your mouth and then they go away. Gum, you have to chew, and once the flavor goes away and it gets kind of hard, then you have to spit it out. Mints are just so much easier. But I would never pass up gum. I mean, I keep gum at work with me for when I run out of the mints. But they contacted me and they said, hey, we know you reviewed the mints and liked them. Would you like to review our gum? I said, if it's got caffeine in it, send it my way. I'm your guy. So today, I got Viter Energy caffeinated gum for you. So I'll go ahead and I'll put the nutrition facts up here for you guys. A lot of people like to see that information. Not really much to go over because it is gum, but there is some information on there. And what most people want to know is how much caffeine is in here. And this gum, each piece has 60 milligrams of caffeine, which is a little bit different than the mints that they have. The mints have 40 milligrams of caffeine, which is a good dose. But if you want to get to 80, you got to have 2 mints, which, have one early in the day, have one later in the day, or just have both at the same time. But for the gum, they went with 60 milligrams of caffeine. If you're looking for more caffeine, you can get 2 pieces of gum and have 120. But whatever you're looking for, each piece has 60 milligrams of caffeine. It also has some B vitamins in there, which are going to help your metabolism, as well as guarana for some natural caffeine and a bit more focus. It also has xylitol in it, sucralose, and stevia, which is a little bit different than some of the gums. Some of the gums either just use stevia or other stuff to sweeten their gum. But there's actually definitely, in all the caffeine gums I've reviewed so far, I think all of them, none of them actually have sugar in them. They're all sugar-free. Most of them use stevia, some of them use sucralose and xylitol. This one uses all 3. And what's interesting about it is that out of the 3 of those ingredients, stevia is the lowest one on the list, which I'm happy about because I have a weird reaction to stevia. I've said it in several of my videos. I usually say it in all my comments when people ask me to review Rowdy and Jocko, and I can't review those drinks because they have stevia and it leaves this weird chemical taste in my mouth, so I can't give an accurate review. But when it comes to this gum, for some reason, the stevia in there must be so minimal that it doesn't affect my taste buds so far. Hopefully it's true for this one too. So let's go ahead, let's taste it out. And here is the box. And they slide out like this. There's the gum. This one is the cinnamon flavor, and they also have a wintergreen flavor. You try the wintergreen right after this one. And how these gum reviews typically work is I will actually put the gum, I will chew it a little bit, give you my first impression, chew it a little bit more, fast forward or jump cut to once the gum is done to let you know how long it stayed kind of soft and squishy for before it got too hard, and if the flavor is actually accurate to what they have here, and most importantly, does it have any caffeine flavor to it, because a lot of earlier products that used to have caffeine in them, like some of the chocolates and a few other products, and we're talking like probably over 6 or 7 years ago, you could always usually taste the caffeine in them. Caffeine's kind of bitter, so you don't really like that caffeine flavor. Most people don't. It's a bit strong. But a lot of companies recently, with their caffeinated products, they've been able to hide that caffeine flavor. And I am a huge fan of caffeinated gum and caffeinated mints, and actually most things that are caffeinated. Well, let's taste it out. Have to stop chewing before I talk. I had complaints about that before. What's a little bit different about this gum from some of the other ones is that the other ones, some of the other ones have like a little outer hard shell to them. This one doesn't have an outer hard shell. It's the same firmness or density or solidness for the entire piece of gum. And first impression, definitely tastes like cinnamon, and it's actually getting pretty strong in that cinnamon flavor, so gotta keep going. Now when it comes to cinnamon gums, the gums have gone two different ways with cinnamon. Usually you can get either that fireball kind of cinnamon flavor, which is that sort of candied hot flavor cinnamon. That's usually more common, but some of the other gums, I think maybe one or two of the other gums, actually went with a cinnamon that was more of an actual cinnamon flavor, more towards a natural cinnamon, with just a little bit of spice to it. And for this gum, they are actually doing almost a cross between the two, but you are really going more towards that fireball kind of cinnamon kind of flavor, but not as hot as a fireball. On a scale of like hotness, you're probably getting like a 2 or a 3. So it's not gonna burn your mouth. You're not gonna say, oh, this is overly spicy, but you are getting enough of that spiciness to know, oh, this is a cinnamon gum. Time to speed this up. That was my universal symbol for a jump cut, so that you know I was continuing on, but didn't want to have to fast forward for the entire time me chewing. So yeah, actually when it comes to these reviews, in general, usually the flavor, that burst of flavor, usually starts to wear down a little bit, like within 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes, and usually within the 5 minutes, somewhere around the 3 to 4 to 5 minute mark, the gum will start to go a little bit hard, and if it goes over 5 minutes, I'm not gonna sit here and chew gum for like 10 minutes because I got stuff to do. So 5 minutes is the threshold, and this gum actually made it for the 5 minutes. You still had flavor in it after 5 minutes, and it was only getting like a minimal amount of hardness. It still seemed like it was soft. It still seemed like it was gonna be very chewable for the next several minutes or so. I have had some gums, which is why I give the 3 to 5 minute threshold, where some of the gums actually did start going hard like after around 3 minutes. And those are usually the cinnamon ones, so I was curious how this cinnamon would perform, and out of all the cinnamon gums that I've had so far, this cinnamon seemed to last the longest for the chewability without getting hard. Already told you about the flavor, and like I said, when you first start chewing gum, you're gonna get that burst of flavor, and that's usually gonna stay with you for a while, and usually you wanna have long-lasting fresh breath. So after about 5 minutes, I still had some flavor in the gum, but my mouth is still feeling fresh, and of course, I don't like these videos because I think I said, I guess it's tough to do, but it's gonna take a while for me to get that flavor out of my mouth before I can actually jump into the next gum to get you an accurate flavor review. So far so good. If you guys are looking for some gum, this one has 60 milligrams of caffeine. It's a good cinnamon gum. We're gonna be moving on to the wintergreen. If you're waiting for the Caffeine Man rating chart, I usually don't put products on the Caffeine Man rating chart. They're either good or they're not. Let's move on. All right, so I folded some laundry, did some stuff around the house, and I am back for the wintergreen. Here is the box. Extremely similar to the first one, except rather than being red, it's blue for wintergreen, which you would think it would be winter blue, but it's wintergreen. Let's taste it out. Ooh. Let's taste it out. Ooh. They come out very easily, at least this one does. Good strong burst of that winter flavor. These winter greens and peppermints and minty kind of flavors, they usually really do hit you with the flavor. And in the other one, I think I forgot to say it, just like this one so far, no caffeine flavor at all. You can't even tell that the gum is caffeinated, which is a really good thing. And I didn't get any of that stevia flavor, no chemical flavor at all from the little bit of stevia in there. You can't taste any kind of like fake sucralose. I'm just getting a decent sweetness out of it. Keep going. All right, I'm gonna jump cut and I'll be back in 5 minutes. All right, it passed the 5 minute test. Similar to the cinnamon gum, still had a bunch of flavor left. I actually say it would have a little bit more flavor than the cinnamon gum did, but in general, the wintergreens and mint kind of flavors are a bit stronger and stay with you a bit longer. For the chewability, it didn't get hard at all the whole time I was chewing it. Even after the 5 minutes, it was still almost as soft as when I first started chewing it, so you're gonna get good chewability out of here. In the flavor profile, it is a wintergreen. When I do these gum videos, it's really hard to say anything except pretty much whether it's good or whether it's bad, because if I actually had to do a taste test between all of the wintergreen gums that I've had, I probably wouldn't be able to tell any of them apart. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I think that it's a good thing because you know that you're going to be getting a good wintergreen gum, but you're not really going to have any different brand recognition, because they do taste somewhat similar. So the only difference that you're going to have between these different companies is which one does taste better to you, because it might taste a little bit different to you, and what ingredients are actually in there. Some people might not like the stevia, some people might not like sucralose, some people's taste buds might react a little bit differently to them, but the overall flavor, like I said, is consistent and the same. Then it's a matter of how much caffeine do you want. Some of the gums have 40, some of them have 45, some of them have 60, some of them have 100 milligrams of caffeine in them. And some of them are actually nootropic. So some will have theanine and so forth. So a lot of the different gums have different things that make them unique, but when it comes to the flavor, most of them have been pretty good so far. If you want to know which ones are good, which ones are bad, you can definitely check out my very first review. This is when I first started my channel a while ago, and there were one or two in there that weren't that great. Most of the ones after that have been really good. But don't go anywhere yet. Additionally, they did actually send me this box as well. This is the extra strength mints that they have. So these are new as well. The original mints that they sent me to review had 40 milligrams of caffeine. And if you want a little bit more, you could take 2 mints for 80 milligrams. But now you can actually just take 1 mint, which is the extra strength mints. You can get 80 milligrams of caffeine out of them. So if you guys are looking for extra strength mints, which I know I am, I now have them, you can be sure to check out Viter Energy's website, where you can get the gum as well as the regular mints and the extra strength mints. The extra strength mints are only 3 flavors, which are the peppermint, the wintergreen, and the cinnamon. The regular strength ones, I believe, also have a chocolate mint flavor and a 5th flavor. I had the box back there actually. And the 5th one is actually spearmint. So there's wintergreen, spearmint, peppermint, cinnamon, and chocolate mint. That's in the original for 40 milligrams. The extra strength has cinnamon, wintergreen, and peppermint. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I do hope that you try these out. Like I said, I am a big fan of caffeinated products. I know some of you are as well. I know that they are great for work, or if you're someone who actually travels a lot, you don't want to be drinking energy drinks while you're traveling, because you're going to have to make a lot of bathroom breaks. Caffeinated gum and caffeinated mints, great way to get caffeine without the extra liquid. Thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.